Today was a big day for Snap. We had the arrival of Snap packs and these 4 cards, 2 of which we will be using today. This is the deck I played. In case you didn't know, HYDRA STOMPER is a 3-cost 2-power card with text that reads ongoing, plus 1 power for each time one of your cards moved this game. And Batroc the Leaper is a 1-cost 2-power card with text that reads, when a card moves, follow it to gain plus 2 power once per turn, and that can be a card either on your side of the board or your opponent's side. So I decided it would be a lot of fun to play this deck to counter all the moving currently going on today. And I will admit that first I played a normal move deck, but then because of human error on my part, I did not record my microphone loud enough for you to hear me. That's also why this video is a few hours late. Nonetheless, though, this deck was actually better than the first one I played, so it's okay. Your main idea is going to be to move your cards a bunch, buffing up your Kraven and your HYDRA STOMPER, while also moving your opponent's cards, buffing up your Scream and Kingpin, and just general disruption to them. Beyond that, you have Shang-Chi, which is the resident tech card of any competitively viable deck, and you should be able to win. Now, if you've got any other questions, make sure to ask me down in the comments. And let's jump right into the games. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We definitely have a Scream that we could play on too. We could play a Kraven if we'd rather. I think it'll depend on what we top deck, because at this point we're just looking to play a Scream into a HYDRA STOMPER, right? That is going to be Batroc. Yes, we probably play a Scream so that we can make it not big. It's going to be a weird world, giving us another HYDRA STOMPER and a Sam. Okay. So I think we're going to go ahead and play the Sam mid. That is going to pull the shield mid, and I'm upset about that, but, you know, whatever. From this point, we definitely want to get Scream down. So I think we will. We'll go ahead and play Scream and Kingpin. 4, 5, 6. Okay, it is worth moving this now, I think. So we will go ahead and do that. We'll move that now. Batroc will jump over there. And then they're going to play a Rocket and Groot, which is fine. From this point, I don't necessarily want to play a HYDRA STOMPER on 4, but we can. Like, it's okay. That makes me feel a lot better about it. I can pretty happily play this. So then, going into next turn, we can play like a Kraven and a HYDRA STOMPER. That'll feel fine, yeah. So that is going to buff up our Sam, and the Batroc is going to fly over there, which is going to feed our Scream. That's going to be Kingpin. Okay. And then that's Polaris. Was surprised about that one. So we have HYDRA STOMPER and Miles. I think we move this back over here. And then I don't want to play into you. I don't really think I have a choice, though. Right, like we can do this, and this contests right well enough, you think? Yeah. So we're going to move the shield left. Hopefully the Batroc moves along with it. They end up moving the Rocket and Groot left. I feel like that was a horrible idea. So the Batroc is going to move left, it's going to get hit by Scream, and then both the Batroc and the Rocket and Groot are going to get stomped on by Kingpin. Yeah, we're just dominating them left. That's awesome. So, on the right now, we end up with their HYDRA STOMPER as well. That's a Kraven and a Silk. Okay, so from this point, we know we want to move the shield here. I guess... Are we certain of that? Because theoretically... Like, this looks pretty good as well. Yeah, I don't hate this. We can go with this. I think this is fine. So, while Kingpin is going to hurt the shield, I think we are fine enough. That is going to be Silk. Their Silk is going to fly left. It's going to end up getting hurt and stomped on. And then we play Sam Wilson. Our Silk's going to fly over there as well. It is not going to get hurt and stomped on. it is just going to buff both of our Hydra Stompers. That's going to be a Cannonball. Doesn't matter which way it pushes it. That is going to buff both the Kravens. Batroc will fly back over there and buff both Kravens. But it doesn't matter. We end up winning right and left. Yeah. Love to see it there. Good win for us. That's absolutely awesome. Well, hey! It's not my fault I got both Hydra Stompers. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We are going to go ahead and play Kingpin on the right. That is going to be completely fine. We have Polaris and Stegron, which is pretty good. That's going to be Morag on for the middle location. There we go. I think we can pretty easily play a Silk. Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe that was a bad idea, because if Silk rolls left, then we're just going to cry. No, Silk rolled mid, okay. So from here... my dog is... she's being very active this recording session. So we have Batroc. We could just play a Hydra Stomper. It's not horrible. And I don't hate it. I think... we will play a Hydra Stomper. I would not be surprised if they try to steal our Silk. Yeah, they are going to try, so it'll be a 50-50. So there's Hydra Stomper. That is going to be Mind Stone. And then a Power Stone, so let's see. Oh my god, we got lucky again, okay. That is awesome. You love to see it. So from here, I think... we will play Kraven. And then I don't know how Batroc will interact with Silk here. I'm assuming Batroc will follow wherever Silk goes to, but let's see. So we're going to play Kraven and Batroc. Silk is going to roll mid, and Batroc is going to follow. Okay, cool. So that's good. So that will buff up Hydra Stomper a lot, and then Silk flies back, right? So from this point, they go ahead and play a Wiccan. I think... I kind of want to play a Cannonball. I also don't mind this idea. Or this idea, honestly. I think... we will just play Cannonball for the power, though, and I'm really hoping Silk rolls left. That does end up shooting Psylocke left, so they are theoretically locked out. And Batroc is going to fly left as well, then. And then Silk flies left, too. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So that was absolutely perfect for us. And they retreat because of how good that was. Yeah, awesome. Good win for us there. That is amazing. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We could probably go ahead and play a Sam Wilson on 2 into a Hydra Stomper on 3. That would be pretty good. Then we could play a Silk and a Scream. Yeah, I like that. So they play a Meek left. Icebox is going to hit Surtur. That's perfect. We were never going to play Surtur anyway. And then here I think we can play a Sam Wilson left. That'll be completely fine. Could have played him mid, but I'm fine with playing him left. Hydra Stomper will probably end up going mid or right next turn. I don't think we ever want to double up on the Sam Wilson lane. And then from that point, we will play Silk and Scream on turn 4. And we'll see what we want to do on turn 5. I would imagine they're a discard deck with Meek, right? It'd be pretty surprising if they just had a random Meek in another deck. So I'm worried about a potential, like, Morbius. And the reason we're playing the Sam Wilson left is because I don't think they're going to play a Morbius left. If I had to guess, they might because Meek can move. But it's just a little bit unnatural to play, like, a potentially big card and then another potentially big card in the same lane. You just don't see it too often. So I would be pretty surprised if they played the Morbius left. Though, like I said, it ultimately doesn't matter because Meek can move anyway. But I'm just hoping that the Sam Wilson does not go head-to-head with a Morbius. So yeah, there you go. We should be completely fine. They appear to have not had a Morbius. And right is going to be Hell's Kitchen, which is going to give us a Batroc. No, it's going to give us a Kingpin, my bad. Let's just do something like this. I think this is completely fine. Yeah, this is cool. So the shield is going to end up moving left, and then we got the Hydra Stomper. And now from this point, that's going to be Bullseye. A little bit scary. That is Polaris. Okay. Yeah, so we can move the shield. We could play kingpin as well. I think we want to do, like, silk kraven, though. So let's move the shield, and let's do, like, silk... Well, let's do it over here, actually. I want kraven in the same lane as Sam. So we're going to play silk kraven. And that'll be awesome. HYDRA STOMPER is going to get buffed a little bit, and then going to get buffed a little bit more by this. Silk is going to roll mid. Awesome. Love to see it. That is a Morbius on the left. Okay. I don't like that. That's not what I want. We might move that with a Polaris. Because I do not want to deal with that. So let's move you in here. Let's play a Scream here and a Polaris here. And then we should be perfectly good from here. I hope that we pull the Morbius right. If we pull the Meek, it is obviously a little bit upsetting because the Meek can move itself anyway. But we should be good. From this point, if they get really big on this turn, we can obviously play a Shang-Chi on turn 6. If they don't end up putting the Morbius really big, we would obviously be a little bit scared because we can't Shang-Chi it. But we could try to figure out something to work. Well, if we pull the Morbius, they're completely locked out right, so that's interesting. We are buffing ourselves a lot left. Silk is going to end up flying left, which is going to buff Kraven and the HYDRA Stomper, obviously. And then Polaris does pull the Morbius. Okay. So ideally, it looks like they're completely locked out right. That is... Never mind. Grandmaster is going to discard Scorn. And then from this point, Gambit... Oh, no. That could be scary. They do lose their MODOK. And that hits Silk. Okay. Interesting. So I wonder... You ever think something like this wins? I do feel pretty confident in this. If I had to take a shot, I would say that this is probably going to win. So let's see. They move the Meek mid of their own accord. I did not expect that. Okay. So the Meek is going to end up getting hit by the Scream. And then we have a Kingpin and a Miles. That puts us up by 11. They go ahead and play Scorn. That's not enough. There's a Colleen Wing going to hit Swarm. Bullseye... it's going to be close, isn't it? It's going to depend where the Bullseye hits with negative power. It needs to just hit not 2 mid, right? Or no, it needs to not hit any. Okay, it didn't hit any. Crazy plot armor from me. So actually, let's see, because we were up at 20 left, right? Because we got -4. So we were up at 20. We're actually winning the tiebreak currently. But... Well, yeah, because they're up by 16, we're up by 6. I think as long as both didn't go mid, we were always winning, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. We won nonetheless, though. So, that's awesome. You'll have to see it. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got Captain Carter off of Camp Lehigh. That's going to be Asteroid M. Ooh, okay. Let's play... Honestly, Sam is better. Okay. Let's go ahead and play Sam. They're also going to play their own Sam, so we are going to move the shield left, and we're going to play HYDRA Stomper, either right or left. It doesn't matter. Either way, it gets pulled mid. And let's see. Right is going to be Dream Dimension. Cool. Yep, let's go ahead and do this. Doesn't matter. It's also not like they're playing an Alioth this turn or anything. They literally can't, so... We are going to move the shield left and play HYDRA Stomper right. Now, from this point, I think Kingpin mid is relatively decent to do. I don't like that Kraven. That Kraven is very annoying to me. Our own Kraven's pretty good. We could... I definitely don't hate this, but I also don't hate this. I feel like this is like... I feel like we're surprising them with like a loaded gun. Like Kraven and Kingpin here. I don't know, man. Because imagine this is like a 3-cost. It's just going to be like, BAM! Let me just like, we hit them in the face a bunch of times. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's see, though. Galacta. Yeah, it's a BAM. It's a BAM. They didn't expect it. We're gonna move the shield and we're gonna play Stegron. So, let's see. Yeah, no, that's just the best play we can do. We're going to move the shield left, and we're going to play the Stegron. Theoretically, we could move the shield mid, which I actually don't hate so much. Yeah, because we want the Stegron to go left. Okay, we'll do this instead. So, we end up buffing up our Kraven and our HYDRA Stomper for moving the shield mid, and we are going to buff them up some more. The Kraven and the Kingpin, that is. Red Guardian ends up hitting the shield, so we protect all of our other cool stuff, and Stegron gonna hurt their Kraven. Bam, that is awesome. We take a very good lead mid. Now from this point, Batroc isn't horrible. Okay, yeah, they retreat. Victory. Good one for us, that's awesome. You love to see it. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. We have Thunderbolt's Tower on the left, we got Taco Truck mid, we can definitely go ahead and play Kraven and then the Chimichanga into the shield. Yeah, that'll be completely fine. Maybe we wait on the Chimichanga, actually, so we can play Silk Chimichanga next turn. Yeah, that's pretty good, I like it. We'd probably play Silk Chimichanga left, if I had to guess. That is going to be Dagger, okay. That is Castle Blackstone. Love the extra energy. I do think we just go ahead and do this, though. So we're going to play Silk and Chimichanga. And then we'll see where she ends up rolling. If she rolls right, then that'll hopefully buff our Castle Blackstone chances, assuming they don't play into it, but they might. And if she rolls mid, then buffs for us. We will see, though. I'm a little bit scared because they're a move deck, right? So they obviously want to move, but hopefully, like, our Scream can show up, our Kingpin, our Batroc, and we'll be able to counter them. They actually don't play anything right. So unless they have something pushing stuff right... Wait, did the Chimichanga not work? I swore that worked. They must have, like, changed that in a patch. Did that not... Did this never work? I might be crazy. Okay. Nonetheless... We are going to play Scream and HYDRA Stomper here. I really hope that we can at least damage this Human Torch a little bit before they can start doubling it into Oblivion. Because that would be very good for us. I would much rather have it be at 6 than at 10 at the end of this turn. So we'll see. We're going to go ahead and play Scream, though. And then we play HYDRA Stomper over there, which is going to move the Silk. The Silk is going to end up flying right. Okay. They played some cards there, though. So that is a Chimichanga mid, and then that's probably like a Ghost Spider, right? Yeah, it is a Ghost Spider. Okay. So Ghost Spider is going to pull Human Torch. Scream is going to end up hurting Human Torch, but Human Torch is still going to go to 10. Silk is going to fly back left. Don't love that. And then that is a Beast. So they are still going to be winning Castle Blackstone, which sucks. Now, from this point, we can probably go with something like this. It's pretty good for us. We are going to... Granted, their dagger... I don't know. It does get buffs, but we're also hurting it with Kraven and Kingpin, so I think we're fine. Hopefully the Silk rolls mid as well to buff up the Kraven, but we mostly just want to get it out of Thunderbolt's Tower. They might end up sending it back in, depending on where they play cards, but we'll see. Next turn, we have a Miles and a Cannonball, which should ideally be pretty good, especially since they already played the Beast, so we should have a decent enough idea of where their cards are going to be. Granted, they are a move deck, so we'll never know for sure till the end of the game. Oh, wow, that's a lot of cards. Okay. So Stegron ends up pushing Dagger mid. Dagger is going to get hit by Scream and Kingpin and Kraven. Forgot to mention Scream earlier. Dagger is going to be 2, and then Silk is going to roll mid, which is going to buff up Kraven. We're obviously happy about that. They play a Human Torch, though. Silk rolls... Oh, that sucks. Okay. Ghost Spider going to pull the Human Torch. Yeah, that's bad. And then, let's see. That's going to be Toxin. Alright. Alright, and then that's Nico. Please take priority. They did not take priority. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad for us. Right. We ever do something like this, maybe? I think it's our best shot. If you were trying to seriously climb, you should definitely retreat here. I mean, maybe not definitely, because they do only have, like, the one really big Human Torch, right? So, we'll see, but I don't know. I'm not at all sold on our ability to win this. They go very big right, and then mid, that's got to be the Human Torch, right? So, we'll see if we can somehow end up winning right. I'd be surprised. Fastos. What else you got? Doctor Strange. Gonna pull the Toxin back right. Yeah, it's scary. And then what's that? An Urania? Oh my god. Oh my god, we actually win. Damn. Okay, yeah, good one for us. Absolutely love to see it there. That's amazing. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got Batroc to play, which is absolutely awesome. You'll love to see that, and he's very good. That is going to be the Hood. Okay, cool. We can play a Scream on too, and then we'll see what we can get from that point. Hopefully a Polaris, that would be really good. A Silk, Kraven, Sam. Really just any of our early cards are absolutely awesome. We are going to play the Scream left, because I don't want to play Scream into Danger Room. That seems pretty scary. Let's see, that is going to be Daredevil. Okay, so they're like a junk deck. They have to be, right? Let's go ahead and play... Yeah, no, we will play Polaris, right? Just because I don't want the Polaris to go away. So we are going to move the Hood over to the right. That might be a Viper. Batroc obviously going to follow the Hood. Let's see if this is a Viper. It is. Going to give us a Daredevil. Love to see that. That is absolutely awesome. So we could go ahead and play like a Hydra Stomper and a Miles here. I think I'm okay with that. We could play like a Hydra Stomper over here. Could play like a Miles. Maybe we play a Miles here. Yeah, okay. We'll play Hydra Stomper and Miles. So Hydra Stomper is only up at 3 right now. That is going to be a Green Goblin. Pretty annoying. And then that is a Demon. So from here, I think we always got to play a Cannonball left. Because it's kind of like our only available option. They are playing 2 cards right. It is going to be a Debris into Titania. So that is actually really interesting. We play a Cannonball, which is going to hit a Demon mid. Demon is going to end up getting hit by Scream then, and then Batroc is also going to jump mid, which is going to buff up Hydra Stomper. They play Debris and Titania. And now from this point... It's interesting. Okay, they retreat. Don't know if you hear that motorcycle flying down the highway. Because you would think that they're probably looking to play like a Cannonball. So it might have been within our best interest there to like maybe only play 1 card. Maybe 0 cards? I don't know. That was interesting. We would probably have always played 1 card, but yeah. Probably would have played like a Silk, maybe a Kraven mid if you were worried about the Silk flying out. But yeah. Good win for us, you'll have to see it. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got New York, which is going to be absolutely awesome for Kraven. We're going to play Sam on 2 into a Kraven on 3, and then we're going to move. And then we could potentially play a Hydra Stomper off curve, but I feel like we'd be happier to fit it into a turn 5. We'll see. That's going to be Danger Room. Yeah, we got to play Sam there. I think it's just... It's where we have to play him. So we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't get destroyed. He doesn't. Okay. The reason we have to play him there is because we really want the Kraven left, and we also really want the Kraven to get the buff from the shield on 3. So it is just how we ended up doing it. I think we might play a Kingpin. No. Let's play Kingpin left because they have to move the shield there for the Sam, and this will just like kill them any future times they want to move the shield in. We are obviously very happy about that. It's going to be a Red Guardian hitting the shield. That absolutely sucks. At least it can still buff up the Kraven, though. And the Hydra Stomper. So we will end up moving it. And then, honestly, man, we can play a Polaris. That's really good. Yeah, love that. So let's just go ahead and do that. That'll buff up the Kraven, obviously. They are playing a Fanfei. Okay. We are going to move their Hydra Bob. It's going to get stomped on and buff up our Kraven. Now from this point... Yeah, I think we definitely don't mind something like this. It'll obviously be a little bit sad if Silk rolls left, but what are you going to do? Can't really do much else about it. So they play a bunch of cards into the clubhouse. We are going to play Silk and HYDRA Stomper. And Silk is going to end up going left. Okay, a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. So that is Batroc, and that is Silk, and that is Miles. Batroc and Silk are both going to roll mid. Yeah. So from this point, like, we're feeling pretty happy about this, right? I feel like this wins. Is it ever better to play Cannonball mid? They might be able to win. Right. I don't like that. Yeah, maybe... Okay, I actually think it's better to take the 75% chance on the Cannonball. So that's going to be Luke Cage, which is going to cause the Silk to move over, which is going to cause the Batroc to move over. Just going to buff up all that. Fawn Fei going to push some stuff. Okay. So Sam is there, and then their HYDRA Stompers over there. Yeah, so as long as this doesn't kill the Cannonball, I think we might... Maybe not. Oh, no, it went right. Okay, so that was another 50-50, and then this is 75. Okay. Because, yeah, if the Sam goes mid, they go up to 25, Kraven +2, puts us at 25, but then we lose the tiebreak. So we needed to win this 50-50, and we also needed Cannonball to not get destroyed, but that's what happened, so you love to see it. Good win for us. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We can definitely go ahead and play a kingpin. I think that's going to be completely fine. I'm even going to say we can play a kingpin left. I think that's okay. They go ahead and play a Nova. So let's see. I think Scream will be pretty good to play. That's going to be Shadowland. Alright. Love to see it. We could play Silk. I don't hate it. Yeah, we will do that. We will go ahead and play Silk there. Arguably, we shouldn't have played the Kingpin left. I think it's fine. I think we're okay. So let's see. I think we can definitely go ahead and play Scream. They did play a card, so in all likelihood, it will be pretty unfortunate for us because Silk will not end up landing left, but Silk went right anyway, so... It's going to be Topaz. A little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. We can basically kill their Topaz by playing Stegron, so we will go ahead and do that. We're going to play Stegron, sending Topaz mid, and then from this point, we will see what we want to do. So Scream is going to end up stealing power from the shield, and then there's Kraven. We are going to send Topaz mid, which will buff up Kraven. And let's see, we do have HYDRA Stomper. I kinda just want to play a Cannonball, though. Kinda just want to play, like, Cannonball right. I think we will. Let's go ahead and play Cannonball right. So the shield is going to go down to -3, but it will buff up the Sam by 2. And then Sam is going to end up getting pushed left and stomped on by Kingpin. So you'll have to see that. I don't know if you hear my dog punching my door. It's not very nice. We do have another Cannonball, though. And let's see. They go ahead and play HYDRA Stomper right. That's going to be completely fine. And that'll be a Madam Web mid, which will end up moving our Silk left, which is obviously not awesome. Let's see. I think we can pretty easily just play like a Cannonball and a Miles, and we should be okay here. I would be pretty surprised to see us lose at that rate. Don't know if you heard my dog. She was trying to climb onto my chair, which is not ideal currently. Okay, yeah, we're going to go with Cannonball mid and play Miles right. And we should be good here. They don't even play a card left, so they just give up on left. Actually super surprising. I did not think they would do that. So Cannonball going to go ahead and shoot their Topaz over to the left, and it's going to get stomped on by Kingpin. And then we have a Miles right, which is not going to end up winning right, but they just play a Hydra Stomper mid, which I don't think is going to be enough. Silver Surfer will buff up Hydra Stomper. Not enough, though. Yeah, you'll love to see it. Good one for us there. That is absolutely awesome. I'm going to see what my dog's trying to do. Good one for us. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got a Sam Wilson we can definitely play. We have a Polaris as well, which will be absolutely awesome. Hopefully we get Batroc. I haven't seen Batroc very much. I'd love to see more of him. Then we'll see what else we can do. Well, we should be perfectly fine here. We might play Sam into a Polaris, but I'm honestly hoping for something else better to do by turn 3. That is going to be an Atlantis. See, like, even Silk is better, honestly. We are going to move the shield right, and then from that point we will decide what we want to do. They maybe just played a Sam mid? Yeah, they did, okay. Interesting. So they're going to move the shield mid. That is going to be Crown City. We love to see that. And then, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we go ahead and play Silk and Batroc every time. We really hope that Silk rolls mid, because if Silk rolls left, we're kind of sad. Well, I guess we're not too sad. No, we're not too sad, because Batroc can still follow around the shield. Yeah, okay. This is pretty good for us. So, let's see what ends up happening here. That is going to buff up the Sam. That's going to buff up their Sam as well. And then we have Silk and Batroc. Silk is going to end up flying mid. Awesome. Batroc is going to follow the Silk. Love to see it. And then they play their own Batroc along with Spider-Man. Please pull the shield. Oh my god, that's awesome. Alright, so Batroc is going to end up flying left for them. From this point, we're going to move the shield back right. And I think... is there ever a world where we do this? I think there is. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. We are going to move the shield right, and we're going to play a Stegron mid. They do move their shield right, so that's awesome. I was just hoping they didn't move it left, because if we move the Sam right, then they're not going to be able to get the buff next turn, and that's awesome. So both Batrocs obviously fly to the right location. And then we play a Stegron, which is going to move the Sam right. And then Silk flies right for us as well. That is Negasonic. Don't love that. Okay. So... I mean, interestingly, we can probably just do something like this. I don't hate it. I wonder if they move the shield mid. If they move the shield mid and we pull the Sam mid, that's actually going to be crazy. We're just completely denying them from buffing their Sam. Obviously, there's a chance we could pull the Spider-Man as well. But I'm just going to ignore that and hope that we pull the Sam, because that would be really cool. So we will see. Batroc is going to end up flying left, and then... honestly don't know if we hope the Silk rolls back right. That Negasonic is just really scary. They did move the shield mid, but Batroc flew mid as well. So that's unfortunate. Maybe we should have dealt with the Negasonic? I don't know. I don't know. They play their own Silk, which moves our Silk. And then on top of that, they play Sage, which is going to move their Silk, so now there are 2 Silks, right? So now we have Scream and Polaris. Polaris does actually end up pulling the Sam. That's crazy. That is crazy, man. Okay. So, I mean, theoretically, right? Like, we move this back. Batroc goes to 10. It's really not bad, but also Silk, right? Maybe... no, I don't know. I think we need to... maybe we don't need it. Because what I want to try is something like this. But I don't feel like this wins. I feel like this loses. I mean, if they play a card, the Silk flies out. you know what? Maybe this wins. Maybe Batroc can win it for us. They did play a card, but both Silks are going to fly out, so they kind of nullify each other. There's Batroc. Did they play like a Cannonball? I mean, even if they did play a Cannonball, though, I think we'll win mid and left. Because here's our Cannonball. So if they play a Cannonball, they send our Batroc left. Oh, their Batroc went left too, though. Oh, they play a Heimdall. Okay. I did not expect a Heimdall. I'm gonna be real honest. It's not where I thought they were going with it. And we win. You love to see that. Good win for us. That is absolutely awesome. I have never seen this Heimdall variant before, I don't think, though. That's very cool. And you love to see it. Good win for us. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I know you'll love this one I made about Silver Surfer and Captain Carter, because she got changed to 3 cost. It was a lot of fun. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe. I do truly appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.